Start the recording, please. Thank you. Okay, so welcome to our second session of the new year, and it is going to be our Empower series on enterprise analytics. So, if you can, please go ahead to follow our Slack channel for further collaboration and further information that we are going to put on there. We also have lots of interesting posts on our Instagram page, Data Plus Woman SG. So feel free to check them out. And before I hand over to our speaker today, I'd just like to give everyone some introduction of who we are, right? Our leaders who are co-leading the Data Plus Women SG this year will be myself, Fish. I also have Tanu, Jayshree, Amber, and Evelyn who is with us. And we are also recruiting. So if you are interested and if you have anything you would like to share with the wider data community, please feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be excited to have more people join us. And again, following the theme of what Data Plus Movement would like to provide, we will have lots of connect, empower, and recognize sessions throughout the year. So next month, we will be having a topic on HR tips and tricks. And following the months, these are some of the topics that we have been thinking of. Feel free to give us any feedback and suggestions that you may have. And now I'd like to pass the time to Evelyn to talk about what we were going to be doing in our March session.
Thank you, Fish. So in March, we will be focusing on International Women's Day. But what's interesting is it's actually it will be a packed event. Like first half, we will have a workshop to kind of encourage people and kind of have a framework on how you could be challenging your limiting beliefs to unlock your best self at work. Followed by second half, we will do a speed mentoring whereby we will break the teams up into small groups and have an intimate session with women leaders. We will be limiting the registrations for this particular event. So first come, first serve. We encourage you to follow our Slack channel via the QR code so that you can be the first to know when the event is ready for registration. So call to action, follow our Slack channel, and we will release the registration link once it's ready.
Thank you, Evelyn. And without further ado, let me introduce our speaker for the day, Jayshree. She is a lead analyst at InfoSap, and I will, pass the time to Jayshree now and introduce herself. I'm really excited to hear from her and learn from her tonight.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jayshree. I'm a lead analyst at InfoSeps, and today I'll be walking you guys through Tableau tool basic introduction and what best practices we should follow while working on this tool. So let's get started. I'll start sharing my screen. I have a presentation created, deck created for you guys. So. Please let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yep, we can see it.
Yeah. So, today our agenda of today's session will be introduction to Tableau tool, like what exactly Tableau does and what benefits we get by using or by onboarding this tool to our organization. Then I'll explain you what kind of business implementation flow we should follow whenever we have any business use case or any requirement comes to us to build anything. And along with that, we'll follow with the best practices and tips and tricks. So let's get started. So we all know the Tableau is booming a lot of recognitions in the current market. It has gained a lot of bandwidth, and you can say a lot of traction from the audiences because of its remarkable visualizations. It's a self BI tool, which is getting slowly leverages to an enterprise level because of its advanced enhancements that they are introducing every now and then. And because of it easy to use, it is used by any even a non-technical person who can use this tool just to get onboarded and do their own self-analysis. It gives you a high performance now with the latest enhancements that they have done with hyper extracts, the new data engine. The performance of the tool has increased drastically. You can have flexibility to connect to multiple data sources, multiple connectors using this tool, and then eventually you will get all the data connected. Then because of its diverse community, we get a lot of solutions from the forum. There is a technical forum, which is Tableau community, as well as there is a big community which gives and builds multiple very intuitive stuff, which is like very eye-catching, and you get inspired to be a part of this community. It's a very big community, and I'll encourage you all to be a part of this community. And definitely, since it's a BI tool and it gives you a plus point of having a different layouts, which is also suitable for mobile friendly devices, even for an iPad, even for a laptop. So let's get started. Now, whenever we give work in our organization, and if you are into analytics, you work with the data day to day. And in that case, what happens is when someone comes to you with a request and asks like, I have this data, I want to do this kind of a use case so that it will help me or my organization to make certain decisions, right? So suppose when you get any kind of a use case, please understand what kind of an audience will be looking into that use case. So when you get a use case, identify a lot of objectives are there, like who will be the person looking into this, what kind of data is needed to build such kind of a use case, and what type of insights should you build so that it gets beneficial for the end users to make any decision, right? So the first hurdle comes is to identify the business objective that this use case will give. Then comes is to create a strong data process. What is the data process is identify the data. Once you're done, then you have to cleanse and prep the data in such a format so that it will be suitable for you to consume and create the insights based on top of this data, right? And after that, once you start analyzing it, you create advanced calculations based on this data. So first, the base, which is the data, has to be correct and accurate, right? Then we move towards selecting a technology which will help you to create this insight. It can be tool, currently we are using Tableau. It can be any tool that you use in your organization, but using Tableau, it makes it easier to do any self-analysis. You don't need a complete core technicality background to use this tool. You can use this with just a small introductory session as well. Then after using Tableau to build such kind of an analysis or use cases or insights, you may move towards governance of this data. What is governance is like maintain the data quality throughout the dashboards or throughout the visuals so that it can be maintained and accurately be shared with the audiences. Then you have to understand what kind of security role needs to be implemented within this kind of a data so that when you release these files or when you push this to another system, then that person should be able to see the respective data tag, right, which comes under security model. Then it comes privacy. Then there are two kind of privacy and security model handled by Tableau, which is row level and object level, wherein row level and highlights the, or you can say securitize the data, whereas the object level securitize the objects where you push the file. Then it comes to the delivery model, which is our last model in your business use case, in which you train this dashboard in such a way that whenever you refresh the data, the dashboard gets refreshed, it gets delivered, and it gets used by the audiences, right? So hence, you need to have a proper portal or a channel wherein when you create such stuff or visualizations, it needs to be moved to a platform wherein user can log in and see to it. In this case, it can be a Tableau server, a Tableau online, or any other Tableau public platform as well, which contributes to the delivery system of this, wherein you can give access to the users, you securitize the subscriptions, you schedule the data, you create extracts, or you can also create your own workbooks on the fly. So this is how the business model is in general, where you identify the business objective, you create the data for this business objective so that it suffices the business objective. Then you choose the technology to build such kind of insights. Then you govern this kind of a data, and then you deliver it to the end audiences. So it has to be a streamlined process, end to end. Definitely there will be hurdles coming into picture, but if you follow this process, you will achieve your target. Moving on, to achieve this target, definitely the hurdles that we were discussing, right? The performance will come into picture. What are the best things, practices that we need to follow so that the design look good? The data extraction should be faster. All this thing will will go under best practices. While working on while working with Tableau and data and since long, I have come across recently in such scenarios wherein people have come to me and asked like, what are the best practices that we should follow so that our dashboards and our reports should be smooth and streamlined, and the end user should not get much time to render the view a lot. So in that case, a lot of things and perspective comes into picture. The infrastructure should be strong, the data governance should be strong, the data extraction should be faster. But in that case, small things that you need to follow to do this best practices so that it will ultimately constitute to your good delivery. So now we'll move towards how we can follow these best practices. So the best practices in Tableau, I have split it up into 3 categories: data, design, and delivery. For data, what are the points that we should consider when it comes to best practices? Firstly, we should limit our data in such format so that we should not just chunk up the data and put it into Tableau just in case Tableau will take it up and show it like in quick. That will not happen. You have to sectionize your data. You have to prioritize the data that you need to show in the first go. So section your data, filter it out, use the data source filter so that you can only put small chunks of data and then analyze on top of it. So limit the amount of data surface in your dashboard either by using a data source filter or extracts filter. Use live connection only when there is a need for there is a need to have a live connection, like the data has to be live all the time. That data should not be a granular data. Best practice is that you should have a summarized or an aggregated data on top of which you create a report, and that can be a live connection. Live connection is definitely not preferred over for any data to be shown, because any file or any dashboard with a live connection will consume a lot of time to bring up the data into the visuals. Hence, an extract is preferred. Please limit your live connections only to such reports which are aggregated or summarized or with shorter data. Then use of custom SQL, definitely you can use custom SQL in certain cases wherein you can limit your data and columns using a custom SQL or writing a SQL. You can limit your data and what specific columns you need only in that cases. Generally, a custom SQL is not recommended in most of the cases to get the data. Only if there is a chance in which you don't want the complete table to come in and only a limited columns and rows to come in that case, you can use a custom SQL. Then try not to do heavy calculations within the workbook. Like if you want to do an LOD, don't make an LOD at a granular level, all the LOD calculations at a granular level. Keep it few. Else, what you can do is you can create a view in your database, create those calculations within the database, and then bring those calculations with the data with you. So in that case, there will be no heavy onboarding on Tableau, and Tableau will render the data and the visualizations quickly and fastly. Then, as I discussed, LODs, the level of detail calculations, which are complex enough. In that case, don't create such calculations which can be on the granularity of the data, like IDs or even account numbers, example. So reduce such calculations so that you have more, which will not enhance, which will not contribute to the reduction of the performance, right? Then we talked about extracts, that extracts are more preferred way of getting the data into the dashboard or in the workbook than the live connection. But even in for that extract to perform better, because extract is always not a good option, but to make that extract more powerful and performance friendly, there are few certain observations that you need to follow. So while extracting, there are two methods that you can follow, either by a single table or a multiple table. right? So single table as per the version 2020.1, in 2020.2 and beyond, it has been changed to a logical and physical layer. The data model has changed in Tableau. But as per 2020.1, I am explaining that you can have a single table or a multi-table. If you choose a single table, it will extract the data into a single layer in a single format of whatever joins that you are doing within Tableau into just one table. But if you use a multi-table, what it will do is whatever the tables that you have joined while creating an extract, it will create the same similar kind of an extract structure with three tables separately into the multiple table layer, which will take lesser time to extract the data. It all depends upon what kind of a use case you have, what kind of tables you are using. In that case, this kind of decision making you have to do. Then optimize the extract. While creating an extract, there is an option called optimize. In that case, once you click on optimize, it will optimize the extract, means it will make the extract more compact and it will make it more faster, and it will aggregate all those calculations in most of the ways. Then try to hide all the unused fields which are not required in your data or which are not contributing to any of your dashboards. In this way, you are limiting or you are eradicating those objects or fields which are not contributing, which will also reduce the size of the extract. Then while select aggregate data for visible dimensions, so there is an option in which you can aggregate your extract based on a particular dimension, or you can filter it out based on particular time series. In this kind of an options gives you an opportunity to reduce your extract to certain limit, and which will help your extract to work faster, and eventually your dashboards will render data faster. So these are certain observations that can be follow for data level. Now we'll come to design level. Do we have any queries so far? Fish, we have any queries?
No, not seeing any questions in the chat either.
Okay, so we'll move forward to design layer. Now in the design layer, there are so many multiple components that contribute to the designing of any particular dashboard. Eventually, a worksheet will go into a dashboard. So all these components play a major role in how you construct it, and then based on this components, how the performance will go onto the server. If your workbook is performing slow, it means on server also it will perform slow. In that case, what will happen is important information to be displayed on a top left corner, means the title, the important notes that you write for a particular dashboard, saying, for example, say your filters or any other thing, KPIs, which are the key indicators, that has to be in the top left corner, and we can organize it in such a way that the interaction is from left side to the right side of a dashboard, right? Then always try to keep the number of visualizations in dashboard to a maximum of 5 or 6. Even 5 or 6 is too much. So if your visualizations are 4, this is the lesser the reports within a dashboard, the better the performance. So if your dashboard has so many small reports, like for example, say 10 to 12, it will eventually degrade the performance of the dashboard because it will keep computing each and every element within the dashboard. Hence, limit the number of visualizations which contribute into a dashboard. It will be better option to improve the performance. Then avoid using multicolor schemes in the dashboard. Have one color scheme throughout the dashboard so that it gets computed for all the components and one scheme is applied throughout. Having multiple colors everywhere will eventually go under the computing part, which takes again more time. Group the filters together and emphasize them with a light border or shading. So having a border or a shading light to a particular item which will trigger an action within the dashboard will make user to understand and make it more intuitive that, okay, on the click of this, something will happen. That kind of an eyesight will give them to understand that, okay, this is a filter, it will drive my data in such a format. Hence, let's highlight it. So let such things which drive your dashboard, highlight them or make a note of them or maybe annotate them. Then avoid scroll in main views of your dashboard. So whenever you have main any portion like map or any grid which can be fitted into a width, right? In that case, avoid scrolls. You make use of the fit option, which will make your visualizations more stand out and more visible. In that case, scroll will take most of the space, hence avoid scrolls in that scenarios. Make your dashboard in such format that it will be fit with any of the layout for the end users. For example, any end users is using mobile, tablet or laptop, and you're making you using a desktop to create the dashboard. In that case, we need to understand who is our audiences and what kind of layout they'll be using to view this dashboard. So in that case, make use of the layout devices which Tableau has provided, in which we can create multiple layouts. So use that option as well. Choose the right chart type, which is very, very important. In any visualizations, if you keep adding multiple things and make it more complex or funkier, sometimes what happens is the visual gets so slow and renders very late. In that case, it's better to have simpler visuals for business use case, especially try to have grid and basic charts, which will stand out the numbers nicely and which will make them to have proper decision instead of, going in circles and looking into the visuals. Have a very simpler layout when it comes to a business use case. Keep it simple, clean, a clean slate with proper visuals, make it more intuitive than a funkier one. Hence, for business use case, I recommend that you use a simpler visuals like grid, pie charts, donut charts, just to indicate and highlight the numbers. Then use tooltip. Tooltip and vision tooltip are the two main important things. Lot of our data which we cannot show into the dashboard, like granular data, sometimes on the summary report we can have it into the tooltip. In the tooltip we can add like multiple details that cannot be portrayed within a single biz, right? In that case, just add into the tooltip or create a report small on top of it and then add that into a tooltip. It will be more intuitive or more informative for the end users. Keep less fields on the mark cards to reduce any performance issues on the report. The mark card is an area, I'll show you. So the mark card is an area, is this area wherein you keep adding multiple
Actually,
fields.
we can't see your Tableau screen. Are you sharing that?
Yes. Let me start sharing again. Okay, can you see?
Yes, thank you.
So mark card is an area within a report wherein you drag drop elements and they create certain, they add to that level of that report. So whatever you add into this area, it will be the level of this report. So the more data you add, the more computation will be happening in this report. Hence, limit your fields to particular certain mark cards. Don't add everything into one. Just add few and utilize it to create the visual. Even for tooltips, don't add a lot of granular data. Add only that data which will make sense for the particular visual. Okay, then we'll move to then clean up your workbook. Very, very important. When you create and your designing is done, there are a lot of multiple workbooks that are empty or that are not required or unnecessary. Try to delete all those objects and hide those objects which are already used. So what you can do is just right click on any data dashboard within the desktop and hide all the used sheet, and whatever unused it will be there left beside the dashboard. Just delete it in one go. So this will lessen the size of the workbook and removing of unnecessary objects within your workbook. These are all the tips that you can follow for the designing area when you are building something for a customer. Then we'll move towards delivery. After data design, it comes to the delivery part, in which you have to share your workbooks to the end users, either after UVT or after another quality checks, right? So the end delivery is always either will be on the server or on a third party portal, right? So for this delivery, to make this dashboard work, perform better, what you can do some checks within the desktop also, and also within in the server. So there is a performance recording option in the dashboard, which is under help option, settings and performances, wherein you can start the performance recording, do some kind of actions within the dashboard, and then stop the performance recording. This will generate another workbook which will give complete detail about which component is taking time to render the data or to compute the numbers. In that case, you will find out which worksheet is working, not working as per the mark, because it will show you the time taken for computation, rendering, and showing the zoom numbers. Hence, this where if any of your workbook is not performing well or any report is taking longer time in your dashboard, this setup, if you do, it will show you the reasons of behind it, that what is taking time. If there is any calculation which is taking time behind it, you might have to optimize that calculations by changing it. Same setup is available on server. On server also, you can check out the performance of a workbook if you have the correct permissions to record any performance. Then avoid publishing packaged workbooks. Packaged workbooks are nothing but workbooks with structure of the dashboard and also the data in it, copy of the data in it. So if you package any workbook and push it to the server, it will definitely take time. And in server also, it will take a lot of space. So instead, just publish a TWB file, which is nothing but the structure or the workbook of the structure of the workbook, and separately publish the data sources, so that then you can connect it together and the workbook will communicate to the data source to render any data. Hence, this will constitute the better performance of the server, because eventually your workbook will be part of the server, and then server performance will be going down if the workbook is very heavy or slow, right? Then administrative Tableau built-in stats view. So Tableau as a tool for server gives you the privileges to see the statistics of your workbook. So whatever workbook you have published, it records, and whatever actions you do for within a workbook, all those actions, either a refresh, data extract refresh, or a schedule, or anything that has been completed, failed, or in progress, all kind of stats are recorded, and they are shown in this dashboard, which are pre-created dashboards and views, like traffic to views, traffic to your data sources, action taken by the users, all kind of stats you can see over here. And you can understand that if anything is going wrong with any part of any workbook, you will come to know from this. Or if you want to track any extract refresh, you will come to know from this. So these are certain things that you need to consider if you are on the server side, or a site admin or a server admin. You can consider this thing for any particular workbook or any object performances, right? So these are all related to delivery. After this, we'll move to tips and tricks which we can follow, like in a day-to-day thing, like for example, formatting a workbook. So if you want to format a report, better to start formatting a workbook. Now Tableau gives you an option to format the workbook, and that workbook formatting will eventually go into your worksheets, right? So we can set the fonts, set the titles, colors, etc. And then you go and eventually make changes into a particular report if needed. So first start from workbook formatting and then go to worksheet formatting. This will save your time and also your efforts. Then apply filters with multi-select. Always have a multi-select filter if needed. And any filter which you have multi-select, try to have an apply button on top of it. In custom option in filters, you can have an apply button. So having an apply button helps you to compute data faster, because once you check without any apply button, it will go to the database and query and come back. But if you have apply button, what you can do is you can have multi-checks, apply, and then it will go to the database with all the options in it, and then will query and come back. This will save the time and also the render data faster. Then we have minimize use of quick filters. The more the quick filters, the more the query, the more the execution, right? So hence minimize the use of quick filter, add more actions within the dashboard if possible, which will like more interactivity within the dashboard. It will be more intuitive even for the end users to use it. While using extract, use compute calculations. So there is an option, compute calculations now for any extract. What it will do is some of the calculations like string related or any regular expression related calculations, it will compute already in advance, so that when you are using any field within this extract, it will not run at that time. It will not compute at that time. It will be pre-computed. So this will save more time and you will get data faster. Then avoid using only relevant values unless needed. Yes, why unless needed? A lot of time we need our filters to have only relevant stuff. That's why we check only relevant values, so that we get only from first filter to last filter, we only get relevant stuff and not unnecessary fields which don't have any data within the report. Hence we check only relevant value, but try to avoid it because it adds more computation time and hence degrade the performance. So these are some of the tips and tricks and some of the best practices that we can follow. Definitely everything we cannot follow from start to end, but there are some things which we can follow and which will help our workbooks and our objects to perform better within the desktop and also on the server. So it's also necessary to maintain the health and hygiene of a workbook and also of the server. Hence, even after building anything, if you want your objects and your dashboards to be used by the end users very often, keep the health and sanity checks done based on these topics, based on these best practices, which will more enhance your look and feel and also the performance of your objects and also the interaction of the end users with this dashboard. So that's all from my side. Please do let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Jayshree. Does anyone have any question while in the room? Okay, I have one question. Do you have any example for, the point where you talk about like simpler design for as a best practice for certain business questions? So maybe like it would be good to give some ideas of what kind of questions is, more the simple design piece and what kind of questions we can go fancy.
Sure. So I was referring to this Superstore dashboard, which was created which is available within the Tableau itself. I wanted to create something, but due to my bandwidth, I was not able to create anything. But I have this workbook, which is everyone can have. If they have Tableau desktop installed in it, they can see this workbook by themselves. So Tableau this is a very simple and very basic customer analysis done. So there is a Superstore workbook over here in Tableau. If you see,
yeah,
you can refer to these 3 workbooks. They are really simple, easy, and very intuitive. You can enhance them as well. They are just sample workbooks. You can enhance them, and you can also see that they are so simple to use and not even heavy on within the dashboard. The performance, though it is a live connection, the performance is really fast because the data is very less over here.
Got it.
Yeah. Even if anyone wants to have any demo or anyone wants to contact me and get any of the queries solved, they can please do let me know. We can definitely set up something for you guys.
That's awesome. All right, thank you so much, Jayshree. Look forward to seeing everyone next month. I don't see any questions in the chat at the moment.
Guys, any questions, any suggestions, any recommendations that you want us to, any topic that you want us to cover in the upcoming sessions, any technical stuff any issues that you are facing currently in your workspace and you want us to solve it, you can reach out to us anytime.
Very quiet group tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, let me flash the event for next month. Just in case anyone hasn't catch that.
Hey, hi, Jesse. Mamita here.
Hi, Momita.
Hey, I'm sorry I'm traveling and a lot of background noise, but
Oh,
I
okay.
am facing some technical challenges in Tableau. So it's not handy with me right now. So I I can chat you in the chat box later. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure. Please do drop me a mail or a ping.
Or
Anything.
on
Sure, sure.
Slack.
Okay, because it's on the row level security. So
Uh-huh.
we are trying to implement something on the row level security based on the different department. So there I'm finding some challenges. So I'll reach out to you on that.
Sure,
Just a
sure.
heads up.
Please do. Yeah.
Are you able to
Okay, yeah.
join the Slack channel?
Yeah, sorry, can you please come again?
Sorry. So if you join the Slack channel, you can reach out to all of us.
Okay, I think I'm part of that already.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then that'll be easy.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll post my query there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Then everyone can learn. If it's private, then you
Okay.
can reach out to
No,
Jayashree in
nothing
private.
private in that. I
Then
may
post
need
it
suggestions
for.
from everyone.
Oh, then that's great. Then like start a thread, and then we'll be keen to hear to learn as well.
Sure. I'll do that one. I think that is a good idea. Okay,
Sure, Mamita. Please do reach out.
sure, I will do. I'm just traveling, so I can't type, so I'm sorry. It's not a background noises, but I'll do that.
Sure, sure.
Thank you.
Anybody else has any query or any recommendations from their side? Okay, then Fish, up over to you.
Okay. Let me see. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Evelyn, do you want to do some other sharing on the event next month, and then we can close the session?
Sure. So I've introduced this at the start of the presentation. So for those who join us midway, once again, we are having an event to celebrate International Women's Day. Men are welcome to join us. It's not limited to women. The agenda will be two folds or two pieces. One will start off with a workshop whereby we learn how to identify our limiting beliefs and how to challenge them. To unlock our best self at work. And then we will move into second half of the session, which is speed mentoring. We are inviting women leaders, 6 women leaders actually, and we will be splitting the group up so that each group will have an intimate session with 1 women leaders and chat through a few topics regarding either work-life balance, career progression, and personal branding. So again, we are still organizing the event. Please follow our Slack channel. QR code is on the left. We will release the registration link once it is ready. Because this is an intimate event with a workshop and speed mentoring, we are limiting the number of registrations. So please follow our Slack channel and join us when it's available, when we release the link on the Slack channel. That's it from me.
Thank you. All right. Thanks everyone for joining tonight. We'll see you next month. Bye. Good night.
Thank you,
Good night,
everyone.
everyone. See you soon.
Thank you. Thanks, Jayashree.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.